Okay, so today is the 2nd of June, and I decided I'm going to make a garden video just so that you can see the work that I do and the love of gardening that I have. So facing the lake is this little garden. We call it the lakeside garden. You can see I've got some allium that are in bloom, and I've got some lilies that will be coming in shortly. They're bright gold. I planted some impatiens in there, and you can see some of the other plants, coleus. I've got a hydrangea coming up, and of course the hostas, and it continuously changes. Here's the window box at the lakeside. I put some pansies in there and cosmos. Up from that, you can see that's my house and my walled garden, and that's my veggie garden. We'll go into that next. Here we are on the top of the garden. It's actually the lower level, and this little garden area here has peppers and cucumbers, a little bit of lettuce, a couple of cherry tomatoes and pear tomatoes. And then going over on the other side here, those are some more tomatoes. Those are the big tomatoes. I planted some celery, so that'll be fun. I like to put straw down on top of fabric, keeps the weeds down, and I'm waiting for another shipment of straw. This is last year's, it doesn't look that great. These are my cruciferous. I've got red and white cabbage and some broccoli, and that patch there will be beans. I'm going to get a flat of beans, and that'll go in that area. Down to the garden, and in the corner areas I put sunflowers and Mexican heather, but there's some animal that is really loving that sunflower. They were beautiful, and then some animal just chopped them all up. Trying something new this year. I've got potatoes growing in this plastic bag, and you just keep pulling the plastic bag up around the greenery, filling the plastic bag with dirt and straw, and then come fall the leaves will turn brown, and then you just pull away the cage and the bag, and you've got potatoes. You don't have to dig for them. I have volunteer onions that come in every year. So going up the stairs, you'll see I have marigold jet plant, and this is what I refer to as my lettuce garden. And in the springtime I have some wonderful salads made from the lettuce here. I have a couple of different kinds of kale. We're going to have zucchini coming in. You can see the red fennel there, that very ferny looking plant, and some peas. They were struggling to make it, and a pepper plant and some shallots. And I will be having dill come in soon. That comes in on a perennial basis, and a couple of eggplant. So, and I've also got some spinach coming up, just barely poking through there. Some radishes, just about ready to be picked actually. And then the sculpture that my husband gave me for Mother's Day. So up from the garden, then the next one is my rose garden, and almost all my roses died except one. It was a tough winter for them. This is the one that survived, and it's a bright yellow, gorgeous. Next to it is a zebra purple, and it's really kind of pretty. It's not in its shining glory right now. And this is the red, beautiful, big blooms, Floribunda yellow. And I have ordered a trellising orange that will be going on that trellis. Then next to the surviving one is a lavender. It's huge bloom. Right now it just finished blooming, and so it's resting, building more bloom energy. This is peace, and Very, very beautiful, big blooms. Now, this is a new acquisition. It's called ketchup and mustard. So I haven't seen it open yet. I'm very excited about that. And then here's my two guardians here. They're the citronella plants, and they do keep this area free from mosquitoes, so I really enjoy that. And then stepping down into the patio, it's kind of dark in here, so the camera will adjust. And I'm going to move the chairs aside just so you can see. I've got some coleus coming in here, and this is one of my favorite coleuses. I've always had trouble with this particular area because on one side it's very sunny. I like them to be uniform, and it's hard to find a plant that's going to do well with very sunny and yet very shady. So we'll see how that does. In this pot we have some pink and some sky blue morning glory, and you can also see some chickweed, which I've allowed to grow. It's a very good herb. You can eat it, put it in salads. It's an appetite suppressant. It helps to break down fat. Up from that, you'll see this little garden area, and this is Granny Smith apple tree. Since we do everything organic, it's really hard on apples, so we're trying very hard with some good stuff to have good apples this year. In this little garden area, I've planted obviously some hosta and some geraniums, some orange and purple pansies, and some white petunias. You can see my grapevine, and we are going to have some grapes. You can see the little starters of grapes coming there. And then this little vine, we thought we had lost this particular one, but it is definitely going to come through for us. Over here I have my clematis. You can see beautiful bloom on that clematis. Over here we have a circular drive, and this is one of my favorite bushes. It's actually two bushes that I've blended together, and it's lacy maples. One is burgundy, one is green. In the other part of the circle is a triangular garden, circled by hostas. And then moving around to the other part of the circular drive, you can see one of my favorite is this mandevilla that is actually two, with red and white in it. It's very striking. Very much enjoying that. In this garden I've planted some snapdragons, which this year are very interesting because we have both the burgundy leaf snapdragon and the green leaf. I also have some cosmos in here. Around the edge here we've got pink petunias and pink starred impatiens, and you can see the remnants of my daffodils. And like I said, the ferns have gone crazy this spring. In this little pot I've planted orange begonia. You can see how striking that is with its dark leaf, and some lobelia. You can see the remnants of my lily of the valley in here, and in the very early spring I have snowdrops that come up. They're gone, and daffodils, which are gone. In this planter I have some more of the orange begonia with the burgundy leaf and lobelia. And around the edge here I have some helibris, and there's 5 different colors of that. Some canna lilies coming in, and my welcome pot, which actually rained last night, so I wanted it to get some rain, but it usually sits on a little table in the sitting area. Going into the garage from the drive, this is across the way from the circular area, and you can see my chives, and created this barbecue garden Got nasturtium, pineapple, mint, some coleus, and violas. And you can see in the background my comfrey is coming in, and chives have gone a little crazy. This is basically a holding area for some of my plants for a couple more weeks, and then I will be cleaning this area up. You can see sage coming in. That yellow is yarrow, butterfly bush coming in, and the beautiful peonies. And across from this, you'll see the peonies and some coreopsis in a pot, and dappled willow that I planted just a few weeks ago. Excited about that. Have looked forward to that for a long time, getting one of the dappled willows. The edges turn a bright pink in the summertime. And I've also got some dahlia coming up, so when you see the summer video, you will see them in bloom. Further down the driveway, each of the trees have been planted with red and white impatiens. The other side of the driveway is our bird. This is a sculpture that my son Michael did. And you can see sculptured by Michael Vaughan. And there's a fish. And on the side, I'm not sure you can see, but there is a turtle in there. And the way the tree has weathered, it kind of looks like water. But we are very pleased with this bird. It fell down one time when we were in Rome, and we had a friend come and put this metal piece through it so that it would be more stable. This garden is just beginning and obviously needs some work. It's a perennial. And these are tulip trees that my neighbor planted. Kind of an interesting leaf. I like the structure of the leaf, and then it has tulip flowers that you can see here, some in bloom. So this ends the tour for spring. Hope you enjoyed it.